Good evening, everybody. Today, I thought that I want to do an interesting live show about the SAA games against Sri Lanka. But I didn't just want to do a show where I update you guys on what has happened in the match, although I will get to that a bit later. I want to try to get into the mind of the coaches and the selectors when it comes to the squads that were picked, which players are getting opportunities, and the reasons behind that. So I'm going to look at the squads and try to logic it out in a way to see w- why certain guys were selected and what the meaning is behind certain selections in the squad. There has been a couple of players that were supposed to be, or at least there was one player that was supposed to be a part of the squad that pulled out to go play county cricket, and that is Cal Verreynne. And we know that there are players that have been given opportunities here that also played the emerging games. So I'm going to have a look at the squads and try to dissect the reasoning behind certain selections. And this includes the 4-day series, which is going to be taking place next up. But before we get going, before we get started with everything, I just want to give you guys a quick update on things. I started a new YouTube channel on my own personal name. So just Khalid Mohidin. And so that's KHALID MOHIDIN. And I update everybody on other passions that I have besides cricket. So it's a channel that will be diving into my love for Manchester United, movies, series, and music, as well as business. So please go ahead and go check that channel out. Go subscribe to it. Get me 2,000 subscribers so I can start live streaming. That will really help out a lot. And you guys, if you do follow me from that perspective, you also enjoy those type of things besides the cricket content, then please go ahead and subscribe to that. But before we get going, before we get started with this particular show, I would like you guys to please subscribe to this channel as well. Click that notification bell for all future videos if you haven't yet. Subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. Please smash that like button. And I'd like all of you guys to please leave your thoughts in the comment section at the end of the stream, not only in the live chat, because that will help the video spread and it will help a lot more people to see our content and engage with our content. So please, if you're a long follower of the channel, I would really appreciate it if you can get involved in the comment section as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. It's going to be an interesting one to try and understand the reasons behind certain selections. This intro, I don't know, it gets me dancing a lot more than the old one, in my opinion. I did like the old one, but I'm a big fan of this one for some reason. But good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your live show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin. And this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with South Africa A and Sri Lanka A. Two matches have been completed out of the three match ODI series, and South Africa have lost the series. They lost the first match by a significant amount of runs, 93 runs, and they've lost the second one as well, and it was a lot closer by 30 runs. But I'm not going to get into the scorecards quite yet. The first thing that I want to do is to discuss the reasoning behind certain selections for the squads. So, if I'm going to give any tips to you guys out there of how to think about this, well, at least this is how I'm going to be thinking about it. And you guys can either agree with my train of thought or disagree with my train of thought. But I'm hoping that you guys will look at it through my lens when you come to analyzing the situation. The first squad I'm going to start with is the ODI squad. I want you guys to look specifically at that column on the in the middle. Look at that all-rounder column. Batters selected were Matthew Breedsky, David Bedingham, Deva Brevis, Tony De Zorzi, Mikael Prince, Luto Sepamla, and Cody Yusuf. And in that all-rounder department, that is the big factor in this whole squad. Ethan Bosch, Dayan Khalin, Tristan Stubbs, Michlali Mapungwana, Andile Mokokani, Siniran Mutasami, and Dile Pechlekwayo, and Andile Simelani. One spinner in Ngabapita, because we've got a spinner in the all-rounders department in Siniran Mutasami. And seamers are Lutusapamla and Cody Yusuf. So I think Ngabapita was added very late into the squad because he wasn't in the original squad. So he was injured and now he's been available, so he was added into the squad. So what does this tell me? Well, how I would like to look at things, because we are obviously the SAA side is supposed to be a feeder into the Protea side. My thinking, if I was in charge, would be, where are the biggest weak spots in the South African national side currently? Where do we need the most amount of investment? So in my opinion, I look at this at the Protea side, and after the World Cup, it's about building to the 2027 World Cup, which is in South Africa. And there are a couple of spots that I feel that we need to fill. In my opinion, I still think we need to find another opener to open the batting, because I'm not so sold on Reza Hendricks in ODI cricket. And Ryan Rickleton hasn't necessarily shown his colors quite yet to the fullest. That's why I see that when you look at the squad, there have been a couple of openers selected. Matthew Breedsky, in my opinion, is more of an opener in ODI cricket, even though he can bat at 3 and 4 and 5. But in my opinion, he's always been an opener in my eyes. That's where he started his career, and he's kind of moved down the order as his domestic career unfolded. David Bedingham, I think in ODI cricket, opening position or number 3 position would probably be the best position for him from my perspective. Deva Brevis, 1 to 3. Tony De Zorzi opens the batting. Mikael Prince opens the batting for Northwest. So South Africa have gone very heavy on the opening batters if you look at this in depth and actually take a close look at the squad and analyze it in depth. That makes it very clear to me as a fan that they have a plan with their selections. Another aspect in the team that I feel we are lacking is the spinning department. And as you can see, Ngabapita has been given an opportunity, and Mutasami has been given another chance. Deva Brevis has also been used as a spinner in the series. So that also gives me another indication of where they are at mentally when it comes to the selections. But the biggest department that I feel we need help is about strengthening our batting department. We need to strengthen our batting list when it comes to the Proteas, strengthen that batting prowess and that strength by finding that next all rounder in number 6 or number 7, or mainly number 7, I feel, a batting all rounder. And when you look at the selection in the squads, as I showed you here, Ethan Bosch is, I think he's the perfect balance between a 7. He's a batter and a bowler. I think both disciplines is good. Dan Khalim, he's more of a bowling all rounder. So Tristan Lewis, I think more of a bowling all rounder. Michali Mupongwana, more of a batting all rounder. Andile Mukhakani, more of a batting all rounder, bats in the top 3. Senaran Mutasami, more of a batting all rounder. Andile Pechelkwayu, supposed to be a bowling all rounder. That's the one selection that I don't understand and why they're giving him a chance at SAA. Such an experienced um, Proteas player getting a chance to still find himself in SAA, or find his form in SAA, where he should just go back to domestic cricket and play. But I think it's, if they want him to get back into form, I guess SAA is the right move for him. And then we've got the Andile Malani, who I feel is also a batting all rounder. So we've selected a hell of a lot of batting all rounders in this ODI side. And that is the main thing for me when I take a look at this. So there's obviously been a lot of thinking behind the selections of a year when it comes to this ODI side. So I like what I've seen over here, but perhaps I would have probably given maybe some. There might have been some other guys that I probably would have given an opportunity over here. We are kind of settled in ODI cricket, generally speaking. When you look at the 3, 4, 5, 6 positions, Tristan Stubbs, Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klaassen, David Miller, they'll all probably still play in the 2027 World Cup. So it's about finding those replacements and those gaps in the side where I feel we can use some depth. So that must have been the thinking behind that particular squad. When I look at the white ball squad, the red ball squad, sorry, for the 4-day competition. Now, mind you, we start the first 4-day match on the 8th of September and it runs till the 11th of September and it's in Kimberley Oval. And then the next match will be on the 15th to the 18th of September in Benoni. The selection of the year has been Neil Brandt, Marcus Ackerman, Matthew Brzezinski, Theoval Previs, Tsapang Totoli, Jean Duplessis, Rivaldo Munsami, Sinitemba Klashile, Patrick Kruger, Michlani Mapungwana, Michal Pretorius, Baya Swanepoel, Luta Sapamla, Cody Yusuf, Prelinan Subrayan. Now, where are the departments in the test side that we are a little bit short? The all-rounder department at 7. I feel that needs a little bit more work. And I will throw Patrick Kruger into a batting all-rounder department when it comes to red ball cricket, because I feel that he's a lot better with the bat in red ball than he is with the ball in red ball. He's a balanced number 7, I feel, type of player. You got Michlani Mapungwana, who's a batting all-rounder, in my opinion. Michal Pretorius has shown that he has the great balance between bat and ball. He's had a great season with the bat and ball this season, so he's very balanced, number 7. Beyers Swanepoel, similarly, is supposed to be more of a balanced number 7. He hasn't necessarily hit the heights that we've hoped for when it comes to the batting department. So that's a very strong contingent in the squad over here, as we can see. Now, when it comes to our batting department, I do feel that we are quite solid in our top 6 when it comes to the batters. I don't think we necessarily need too much investment over there. So I feel that the opportunities that have been given here are based purely on what the coach is probably looking for when it comes to certain positions. The type of batters that have been selected here, generally speaking, are players that have a specific mentality and have a certain aggressive type of style when it comes to their batting. Now, there is an extra backup keeper given an opportunity over here with Rivaldo Munsami and Senetamba Klashile. I think both of them have been given a chance. over here. So obviously, we are looking for more batting wicket keepers in case the ones that we have selected do not step up and perform the way Coach Shukri would like them to. Um, so I don't think. Wait, I don't think I might be mistaken over here about Musami. Musami is. I don't think he is a wicket keeper. I think I got that wrong. Let me just double check that quickly. For some reason in my head, I don't know why I'm thinking that he was. Um, okay, so maybe so he isn't a keeper, but Musami is an opening batter. So and he has been quite aggressive in his approach and he's been informed. So I think they're obviously giving opportunities to him from that perspective. Jean Duplessis is also quite a free flowing batter, aggressive batter, has a strong mentality. Tsepang Kletole is a top order batter, so that also gives us some insight. I think they've just tried to give people opportunities here that have played well at domestic level, and obviously Deva Brevers is for the future. But the main focus to focus here on is in the amount of all rounders that have been given a chance over a year. So that's the thought process going into the 4 day competition. So that's my insight into this. I feel that's the way they've gone when it comes to selecting certain players. And I think in the 4 day competition, there are quite a few players that I feel are players that we need to look out for. Like I said on this particular show, it's all about the ones to watch. And I think that players that we need to really look at and I feel is Michlali Mapungwana. I think Michal Pretorius, who never got a chance to play in the test matches, even though he was selected. I think Bayes Swanepoel, there's been a large contingent of people that have asked him to be part of the side. I think we need to have a look at him and keep an eye on him. I think we need to keep an eye on Matthew Brzezinski and Marcus Ackerman. I think both of those players have had a great season last season. And I think one that's very interesting to have a look at is John Duplessis because he's made a move and his career has gone on the up. And for me, also Diava Brevas. Let's see what he can do with regards to his performances. I think those are the players that we really need to have a look at. We could perhaps say Lutu Sapamno has come back from an up and down domestic season ever since he came back from injury. But those are the guys that I think we need to really have a look at and take a focus on. So now when you look at those squads and particularly the 1 day, because that's all we can work with, then we can kind of look at the game and the scorecard in a different manner. I'm not really going to go into the scorecard with regards to the first game. I don't think there were really any players that really stood out over there. But I think in the second game, there's a lot more to talk about here that I feel is a little bit that is quite interesting. But yeah, I'll give you a quick summary of the first game. Sri Lanka scored 298 for 9, and we were bowled out for 205. The only player from a South African perspective that I feel that did it decently was in fact Andile Pechlakwaya with a ball. He took 3 for 38. But it's not with the ball that I want him to see him perform. For me, it's with the bat, and he didn't. He got a duck. So failed tour for him so far. But Tony Desorzi got a 53, got run out. Matthew Brzezinski showed a good chance, and Deva Brevis got a good start, but didn't get an opportunity to kick on to score a half century. And I was quite disappointed that in this second game, that he didn't get a second opportunity or a second bite at the cherry. So I'm hoping that he gets a chance in the last game. In this match, we bowled a lot better. We bowled Sri Lanka out for 268. Um, Still a lot of runs, but not as much as in the first game. And the best bowlers on the day were perhaps I'll have to say Tayan Halim in his 3 overs, in his 7 overs bowled well. He got 0 for 19. He didn't get any wickets though, but his economy was really good. Andile Samalani bowled well, 2 for 24, economy of 4. And Ngabapito back in the wickets after 9.5 overs, but his economy was quite high and he was quite expensive of above 60. I mean, above six. So it's unfortunate that the bowlers didn't necessarily keep their economies above below five. Andile Pechelquayo, obviously, again, 2 wickets for 51 runs, decent, but with the bat again, didn't perform. Um, our batters never really put on a performance as I'd hoped. But I was impressed with the way Mikael Prince batted, and he's one for the future, definitely as a wicketkeeper batter. And he opens. Disappointed with David Bedingham, 2 matches, 2 poor performances. Matthew Brzezinski was brilliant in the way he batted. I felt that he lost his wicket at the worst possible time. If he could have stuck around there with Andile Simalani, I felt that South Africa would have probably gotten over the line and won this match and not lose by 30 runs. He batted really well, and I like what I've seen from Andile Simalani. And he's a player that has impressed me now for the last year or two. Every single time I watch him play, I'm impressed by his approach and his confidence with the bat. Disappointing for Mandile as a senior player, didn't perform really well. Makukani was disappointing as well with a duck. Mikhlani Mapungwana also disappointed me going out as well. Senator Mutasami batted decently as well. So he's on the up again with the bat, and he needs to improve his batting performances if he really wants a chance to play for South Africa. So that's the summary of the match and my thoughts on the team. And I'm hoping that that information has given you guys enough insight when it comes to that. Let me just get into the live chat and see what you guys have had to say about the SAA side. Official Steven Seagal, SA teaching the junior squads also how to choke. Lodrick Mbeva says, we are not going anywhere when we play players over 30 in a A tour and failed ODI cricketers. Our domestic structure is weak. They need to do something before it's too late. Today we had 4 batsmen in the lineup and 2 all-rounders. I don't count Pechelquayo, Dayan and Mutasami all-rounders because they can't only score 30s. We lost the series, and we did. Good to see young people like Pechelquayo getting a chance. I don't know what he's doing. Khalid, what is the batting lineup? Definitely they should have included Van Buren. Unfortunately, Buren wasn't selected. And I think he can be a little bit um, let down by that because he did have a good season. Sarath says, disappointed with Bellingham. He had a massive opportunity to prove himself and be part of that ODI squad. And unfortunately, he didn't perform. Kani says, Bayers, Ferreira, Michal Pretoria should have been included. They are included in the 4-day competition. Mutasami batting at number 4 is a joke, says Kani. Dex says, it was awful squad, to be honest. Not surprised at all with the series loss. I think that they took a risk with it and gave people opportunities that are the missing spots in the side, in my opinion. Pechelquayo getting chances after chances still failed. I agree with you. I don't know why we are persisting with him. So I'm not going to get into more comments about Andile. Otherwise, it's just we the scapegoat team. Sanjay says the quota system is unsustainable. SA team have moved backwards in the last decade. They are getting weaker and weaker. This is not sustainable. Sorry to say, but this is just the truth. I think that the quota system at the domestic level has helped out a lot with regards to getting more players of color to come through the system. Harley didn't really like today's playing 11 game was a lot lost even before the last ball was bowled. Before the first ball was bowled. Sam says, why Brevers hasn't played today match? They backed all the black players and all as choked. I don't think that was the thought process. I think they wanted to give people opportunity under pressure, in a match under pressure, and see how they do. I hope that Dioval Brevers gets another opportunity in the next match, though, because I want to see more of him. Munsami is a keeper, says Kani. I thought so. Lauren says Marcus Ackerman is a one to watch when the 4-day test start. In my opinion, he has the game to thrive at test level. So hopefully he does well because he deserves his opportunity. Sanjay says, honestly feel bad for diehard SA fans. Only thing they get is disappointment. I don't think it's disappointment. I think that we need to give people opportunities at this level, and we need to start finding players that are going to sort out certain issues that we have in the first 11. And if they fail, then we at least know and we can move on from them and try to find someone else. But they're obviously going to start with the more senior players that have been performing at domestic level consistently before they dive into um, other players younger. Lawrence Esprillin is so unlucky. Another guy who's got the minerals to play international cricket, in my opinion. Wesley says Mampungwana hasn't bowled at SA emerging and SAA white ball games, but concerning. Andy says Sam, because he is not black, so he can't make it into in the black ball squad. I mean, come on, guys, let's leave race out of it. Um, Britsky can go safely in all formats, and in T20s, he must play as an opener in place of Riza. Him and Ryan can open against Ireland. Lawrence says, where do you stand with the notion that Stubbs should be in our ODI 11 when there's currently no spot for him available? In my opinion, he has to wait his chance, just like how Tony DeZorzi had to. Someday drop RV, some say drop RVD. If RVD is doing well, Rasif van der Dussen is doing well and stays in form, um, then I think that he should play. But if we don't see him as part of the plans for the 2027 World Cup, then we might as well give Stubbs an opportunity now. Then, um, if that's the case, if they're going to be looking ahead and they feel that they probably won't pick Rassi for the 2027 World Cup because they'll know already what their squad is going to look like or what they want it to look like, they should be building towards that and picking a side now that can move towards that tournament. Why do you keep on selecting Andile? He's not even performing at A level. Never mind for the Proteas. Exactly. I don't know why they keep picking Pechlekwayo. I don't think he's deserved any of his selections. Um, the problem with the A squad is that it's imbalanced. All rounders batting in the middle order. It's just crazy. If you want to do that, then pick Ian Forrester, who bats in the middle order as an all rounder. Yeah, but I mean, there hasn't been a lot of middle order all rounders around domestically. The Jan Forrester needs to first play his first season as in the first division before he can get selected for SIA, in my opinion. I think they just wanted to give as many all rounders an opportunity to see who can dominate with a bat. And when they get given a chance to bat, and get given a responsibility to bat a little higher, whether they can take that chance at SIA level, because that will tell us a lot into their character and into their mentality. Because if they can't do that at SIA level and show a little bit of extra fight and class at SIA level, we can't expect them to do it at Proteas level. So I think it's a great way of weeding out the bad crop and the bad flowers within the crop of players. Um, so, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I'm going to this now read you guys latest update that we got. When it comes to the SA20, there's been a interesting development with regards to an announcement that took place that I'm a little bit excited about, actually, and I think this is exactly what we wanted from SAA when they came into this country. I always said that we want them to make sure that they focus on the future. And SA20 and Cricket South Africa are proud to announce the launch of the school's SA20, designed to discover and nurture talent among both girls and boys across South Africa. The exciting national competition will run from September 2024 to March 2025, with schools from all 16 provinces competing for the coveted title of Schools SA20 champions. Over 370 boys' schools teams and more than 200 girls' schools teams will participate, with over 1,000 matches being played. SA20 and CSA have shattered the glass ceiling with the launch of the dedicated girls competition, reflecting a commitment to advancing women's cricket in SA20. The girls competition will also be a key part of the Proteas under 19 team's preparation for the under 19 Women's World Cup in Malaysia in 2025. The competition will be included in three matches, or in three phases. Phase one, provincial competitions, September to November 2024. Phase two, regional playoffs, January, February 2025. Phase, phase three, national finals, March 13 to 15, 2025. Schools SA20 is an extension of SA20's mission to continue to provide opportunities for young cricketers in South Africa, building on the success of the rookie draft system the league introduced for players in SA20 Season 2. Graham Smith, SA20 League Commissioner, stated, Schools SA20 is more than just a competition. It has the potential to significantly contribute to our cricket future. There are a number of current Proteas men and women who made their mark at schools level. I can't wait to see the next generation entertaining and showcasing their skills on this global stage. And no doubt the next teenage cricket sensation will announce themselves to the world of this competition. SA20 is also committed to work with CSA to invest in building the base of women's players and developing the women's game in South Africa. Our sponsorship of under 19 girls camps, combined with CSA's and the government's initiatives to professionalize the women's game, will play a major role in growing the base of the players' future Proteas women's success. Future Proteas men and women stars such as Kagiso Rabada, Laura Wolfert, Lizard Williamson, Download Jafta, Patrick Kruger, Laura Goodall, Ngaba Peter, and Nadine de Klerk, to name just a few, all began their cricketing journeys at school level before progressing to higher honours and will no doubt serve as inspiration for the young cricketers set to represent their school in the school's SA20 competition. Cricket South Africa CEO Poletsi Moseki, who attended the launch event and at Wanderers Stadium, expressed his excitement about the introduction of such an important competition for the development of cricket in South Africa. Schools SA20 is a platform to positively impact the future of cricket in South Africa by bringing together the best young talent from all 16 members across the country and providing them with an opportunity to shine on a national stage. Schools SA20 is set to play a crucial role in the growth of sport. For many of these young athletes, this competition will serve as a stepping stone towards professional cricket, with the potential to unearth the next generation of SA20 and Proteas men and women stars. Schools SA20 will be showcased on global platform thanks to partnership with Supersport Schools, with over 200 matches set to be live streamed and broadcast across various media platforms. So this is a brilliant announcement. I think 100% that SA Schools is a great way forward from a South African standpoint. The only concern, obviously, in my opinion, is that we are obviously focusing on T20 cricket, and these youngsters now going to have incentives to play the T20 game. And I hope that this doesn't affect their red ball cricket game. We still need to do a lot of hard work at developing the next generation of red ball cricketers, and I hope that there is some heavy focus from the DOC and the coaches on making sure that they can nurture those talents too. This will be great for our white ball game. I think this will be great also for the incentives of introducing new talent to cricket and keeping the hunger of cricket alive in the country. This is brilliant. But I do feel that there still needs to be a lot of work and investment made when it comes to making sure that the red ball side of the game is kept alive. But other than that, this is a brilliant announcement, and I think it's brilliant for the future of South Africa. And I hope that South Africa obviously take advantage of this. And it's awesome that we get an opportunity to also see these games on TV and as well as streaming, so we can see the next generation of young talent come through. Yeah, on this channel, we'll obviously keep a close eye on this, and we'll try our best to make sure that we can interview some of the youngsters and give them as much exposure as possible when they um, do well on that stage and perform. But guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to also subscribe to my new channel. It is Khalid Mohidian, so you can just go ahead and check that out on YouTube. If you love movies, if you love series, and you love Manchester United and music, I do reviews and videos about that. So please go ahead over in there and subscribe if that does intrigue you. Also, we'll be speaking a little bit about business down the line as well. So please go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well and click that notification bell for all future videos. Um, Sam, I'll read your comment now. Reina van Tonder can be next best Red Bull better, but CSA not even considering him at the SA level. It's quite frustrating for a coach. I think it's quite frustrating that Reina van Tonder hasn't performed consistently at the domestic level. I think this will be a season. If he can perform like he did last season and improve on his performance of last season, he will be selected, I feel. So, with another domestic season underway very soon, we're going to have to wait and see how he does there. And if he performs there, he will be selected in squads as well. Like I said, and like I explained at the beginning of this video, I think there was a lot of emphasis put on selecting players that can fill the gaps in the Proteas sides, the white ball side, ODI side, as well as in the red ball side. So I think that is the focus of the year with regards to selecting of players. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please, once we've ended the stream, please go into the comment section and leave your thoughts there too. It really helps us out on the channel and it really spreads our videos far and wide. So please help us by doing that. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys very, very soon with another live show. Stay safe. Click that notification bell to be updated. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody. Peace out.